Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a simple 3-step turn correctly. I say simple, but if you're a student of dancing, you probably know by now that simple doesn't always mean easy. And this turn is not easy, but it is one of the most common turns that we use in social dancing, so it's worth it to understand how to do it correctly so that you feel comfortable and confident while you're dancing socially. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see more helpful tips like these ones. Now let's get dancing. All right, so we're ready to learn how to do our 3-step turn. Like it says in the name, this turn is comprised of 3 steps. So first I'm going to be showing you where your weight's supposed to be and where we are rotating on each one of those steps. And then I'm going to give you some more information about what our body is supposed to be doing so that it looks and feels great when we're turning. So to start, what I want to do is actually rotate on my first step. A very common error that I see when people are doing a 3-step turn is they start their turn like this, which means I basically have to do an entire turn on one foot, and that is more difficult and it doesn't look as nice as if we start our rotation on the first step. So we go 1, I'm doing a quarter turn with my foot to start so that my feet end up in this perpendicular position. And then on the foot that I've just stepped on, I'm going to do another quarter turn and then bring my feet together, changing weight onto my other foot. Now on the foot that I've just stepped on, I'm going to do a half turn and then step to the side. And those are my 3 steps. I find it useful to count the steps as numbers and the rotation as an and, just so that I can clarify what action I'm doing when. So what I mean by that is I'm going to go and 1, and 2, and 3. I'll do that again. So I go and, I'm turning my hips on the and step, perpendicular, rotate, a fourth of a turn, and step 2, half a turn, and so that I can step calmly to the side on 3. Now, let's talk about what the body is doing. So in order to do a turn correctly, there always has to be this kind of corkscrew action from our feet all the way up to our shoulders. Because doing a turn correctly requires that we create tension and then release it. So a common error that I see is people will turn with their entire body, everything all together, which as you can see has a very blocky look to it. And it also a lot of times will have us end up off balance, which I know is a huge problem for lots of people when they're turning. So in order to end our turn nice and balanced and calm, we do need to separate the different parts of our body to create that tension and release dynamic. So what I mean by that is I'm going to start my turn from my hips down and I'm going to finish it from the hips up. So to start, I leave my chest and my shoulders facing forward, but I'm going to turn my hip and my foot. Then I am going to continue to turn my hip and my foot, and now I'm going to allow my shoulders to create the second half of the turn. So I start with the lower body, and I finish with the upper body. Which brings me to my last point, which is because I'm finishing with the upper body, which is the widest part of our body and is going to create the most momentum, I'm going to allow my shoulders to finish at least an eighth of a turn off of center. My feet and my hips will have finished their portion of the turn facing forward, but I'm going to allow my shoulders and my chest to over-rotate just a little bit to give the turn a natural looking finish. And this will also help me maintain my balance. It's very, very difficult to try and stop a turn dead in its tracks, and it also will end up making you look very tense. So, like I said, we're gonna start our turn with the lower body. The lower body continues to turn, and now my upper body is going to finish the turn, and I can allow my shoulders to turn an eighth of a turn more than my feet and my hips. I'm gonna do that one more time. So I go 1 and 2 and 3, and then I allow my shoulders to finish the turn. Let's try it a little bit faster. So we go and 1 and 2 and 3. So this is something that I encourage you to practice many, many times. As I always say, practice it slowly to start so that you can feel all the parts, and then gradually increase the speed and the fluidity, and you'll be able to see your comfort level with these turns growing. I also have only done the turn in one direction in this video just to demonstrate, but obviously I'm going to want you to practice this to both sides because there's no occasion in which we just turn in one direction. It's always good to be able to do everything that we do on either side. So those are my tips for being able to do a 3-step turn beautifully. I hope that you found this video helpful and that you'll continue to use these concepts to practice your turning and improve your dancing. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the new videos that I'm uploading each week. Until next time, keep dancing.